YouTube, what's happening? It is Sunday, August 11th. And as you can see, it's not your typical Sunday. Usually all 30 teams are playing on Sunday. Not today. A couple teams, a couple games are happening. They get off, they get to relax, they get to rest. It's fun. I like that. So we only have 13 games today. So drop a like and subscribe. You can see yesterday, 6-3, started off 6-0, but then the totals at the end didn't work out. But hey, still hit the moneyline parlay plus 5.86 units. Puts us back up to 67.13 units on this season. And for baseball, in the middle of dog days of summer, I will take that every single day if you told me that's what was going to happen. So great times overall. On top of that, I mean, there's not much to talk about. Football videos will be coming out this week. Might even dabble in some UFC videos. I don't know. I'm getting a bug to start making more videos than just baseball. But I still will continue to make baseball every single day. As long as it's a baseball game, there will be a video. So we're going on 100 days strong right now. So on top of that, we're done. First game, let's go. All right, first game, 11:35 a.m. Eastern. They really got to stop with these super early games. So we get the Angels and Nationals. Nationals, moderate favorite, 900 total. Let's look over at the weather. This is from Roto Grinders. It could be right, it could be wrong. I feel this kind of early. It could change its weather. So we can see 5 miles an hour. 5 miles an hour should be a nice day overall. So look back at the bats. 59% Nerfy based on what they've done this year. 5 runs while batting 299 for Angels. That's 11th and 5th, even though they've lost 2 in a row now. Washington 4.3, 237. They're 17th to 20th. So you still got to give the bats to advantage to the Angels. Neither one striking out much. They're both in the top 5 in the last 3 games at 6.7, 5.7. Looking at the pitchers. Angels sending out some guy, Jack K. I am not going to try to say that last name because I will 100% butcher it. So Jack K is what I'm going to call him, JK. And we can see he just has not been that good. So, I mean, 7-4, 7-7 against Seattle, Oakland. There you go. Mackenzie Gore's going out there. He's been giving up a lot of runs too. So over under is 9. Yeah, over is on the menu for me for this one for sure. You have not faced the Angels recently, so let's pop over to props, see if anything stands out in the history. For JK here, he obviously doesn't have anything. He's only pitched 2 games. Washington versus righties, we can see some like them. We got a couple 300s, but then we got a 130, but he doesn't play much. So, I mean, pretty decent across the board. Can't complain. Looking at the props, 5.5. He's given up 7 twice. Strikeouts are 2.5. Earned runs is 2.5. I mean, oh, okay. And walks, yeah, I'm not feeling those. Let's go to McKenzie. McKenzie history, we did a little bit. Drury's 2 for 8, 0 for 2, 0 for 2, 1 for 2, 0 for 1. Nothing stands out. Angels versus lefties. Some of the Angels love them some lefties. Some of the Angels despise lefties. This might be the biggest split for teams. I saw this yesterday and I was like, what? You either absolutely thrive or you just terrible. So there you go. Let's look at the props. 5.5 hits allowed against a team that's, was it 11th? 5th in average right now. I'm sorry, 5th at 299. That might be a move, especially with this going on. Because they let him go. Earned runs. He's been hitting earned runs a good bit too. Boop and boop. I mean, there's options. We got earned runs we can play with. We got hits. I'm not taking strikeouts. You know, with both these pitchers, I think the smart play, let's go to the bats. Well, there's only 4 guys to pick from because I don't pick yellows. It's got to be in the green last 10. I need some trends. Yebes and Pilar and Wood. I need some history with some bats before I can do those. I'm not just taking these as blind unless I have history with some like information. So, and it'll pop up occasionally. You'll see. So, all right. For me personally, I'm not picking a side in this one. I'm going to rock with the stats. Both Angels offense has been doing good. Washington has done good yesterday. 5 runs, 300 average. Everything looks good to me. To me, I'm just going to take this over of 9. Take the over of 9. Hey, maybe one pitcher gives up 7 by himself. I'll take that. So we'll take the over of 9. We're not going to take anything else. And let's move on to the next game. All right, next up, we got Houston and Boston. It's been pretty much a pick 'em, slight favorite towards Houston. 10 is the total. Weather, we can see 10 miles an hour straight out. Pretty nice day. Can't complain. 1:30 p.m. Eastern first pitch. Yeah, good stuff. Look at the bats. 47% Nerfy based on what they've done this year. 6.3 runs, 339 batting in the last three. That's fifth and second in the majors in the last three games. For Houston, Boston, 4 runs, a buck 82. That's 20th to 28th. Boston's not doing well. Now, they did face Arrighetti, who struck out 1,000 dudes yesterday because that's just what he does recently. So they're 12th. 29th, striking out 12 times a game, including 15 yesterday. So, yeah, a bunch. So, you got to give the advantage to Houston, who's on a 4-game winning streak. So, looking at the pitchers, they're sending out Hunter Brown today. Hunter has not faced Boston recently. Hunter has been pretty good outside of his Minnesota game. And maybe the Pittsburgh game, but he's been pretty good since then. So, and Paxton is going out there for Boston, and he's had 2 decent games since he got acquired for the Dodgers. So, yeah, good numbers. Can't complain. Good numbers overall. I would say there's no real advantage either way. They're both. Paxton's more consistent, but Hunter has that higher upside of getting you maybe some 0s and 1s instead of Paxton just straight up giving you 3s and 2s. So, let's go to the props. Paxton actually has history with some bats, and there's some green ones, so we might actually have some hitter props here. So, like Altuve, 415 at bats with 2. Yeah, let's pop. Yeah, Altuve is one to look at. Oh, let's see. Bregman's not. Bregman doesn't do as well. Let's go to Altuve. See if Altuve pops up on this list. Rafaela, Wong, Smith. Nope. Where's Altuve? He's not even on this. Oh, Altuve's way down here, ain't he? You got to scroll to find this man. That ain't good. That's why we just come over here and click his name independently. Oh, yeah, he has struggled recently. Yeah. Yeah, he hasn't had HRR. Well, it's 2.5 for him. That's ridiculous. 2 out of 10, and bases 2 out of 10. So Altuve's out. We're not doing that for sure. No one else is I really want to do because I need more at bats against lefties. Houston, a lot of green, but some of these numbers aren't that high. So they're better against lefties though. So, let's look at the stats. The props. I mean, hits, strikeouts, double staircase, earned runs, walks. And outs. Nothing looks good for Paxton. Hunter Brown. I'm pretty sure outs is going to be the most consistent thing ever. Am I right? It's the first thing. And of course it is. Dude goes 6 innings unless for some reason he goes 5 2/3. Oh, okay. It's only 125 today. Interesting. But he is facing Boston, who is struggling, but the wind's blowing out. Okay. I might be taking a pitcher out for the first time all week. Yeah. Okay, so for this one, I think I'm taking Brown over 17.5 PO. I'm going to assume he does his 6 and gets pulled. I don't think he's going to get roughed up by Boston. We see Boston stats. They're not doing well. So I will take that. How's his strikeouts? How does he strike out? It's 5.5. I'll just take his pitching outs. I feel more comfortable with that. So anything else? We already looked at the bats. They're not doing too. None of these look great. I would lean Houston with the pitching and the bats. And I do lean Houston. I lean Houston so much they're going in the money line parlay today. Yep. Houston money line parlay for sure because Boston's struggling. Paxton, yeah. We'll take Brown over 17.5 pitching outs and Houston in the money line parlay and move on to the next game. All right, next up we got Texas and New York, and we can see that New York is a slight to moderate favorite at home. 9.5 is your total. Looking at the weather first. Let's do the weather first. Weather, blowing out 6. Nice day. Can't complain. Shouldn't be too much factor at all. So 38% Nerfy based on what's going on. The Texas Rangers won the baseball game last night because it was second part of the doubleheader and weird things happen. That's why we lay off those. So it was 9-4 final. Crazy stuff. So, but for the last 3 games, Texas 4.3 for 17th, 278 for 12th. They have been getting better. So facing that beautiful New York pitching. So 10.7 for 25th. Yankees 5.3, 264. That's 10th and 14th. To me, I don't see an advantage right now. Texas is trending up. New York's trending down. Pitchers today don't inspire too much of a dominance either way. So I have no lean on the bats. Looking at the pitchers, we got Haney going out there. Haney's he was good last game against Houston. He wasn't good before that for a couple games, and he was great here, so he's very inconsistent. And then we got Stroh going out here. Stroh was terrible against Toronto. And then, yeah, Stroh he was, you see. Stroh's up, and they're both inconsistent. I don't see an advantage either way. So immediately that knocks out the side. What's the total? 9.5. I don't see enough. Everything's just mid. That's all I'm seeing is mid. Ugh. So let's look at the props. See if anything stands out. We got Haney. We got Stroma. And this is outlier. If you're just first time seeing this, there's a link in the description. You can check it out. You get hooked up for a week for free. It's worth it. Haney. We want his matchup. Haney, boop, boop. Here we go. Haney's got some history out there versus the Yanks. LeMahieu's 364 with 2 home runs, 6 at bats. So that's worth noting. How we doing up here? Let's look for. Wait, who am I looking for again? I am looking for LeMahieu. That's right. I'm just going to come down and pick him because I don't feel like searching for him. LeMahieu is at 40% last. See, he's not doing. Last 5, he's done decent. So that might be worth a play. And he has a good history. I want this to be good, but I'm liking this. So, and I think. No, I might go with it. Mayhew over, was it 1.5? Over 1.5 HR. Yep, we're going to add that. It's 80%. It's plus money. Why not? Bases? I ain't feeling that. Let's have the fun. Let's go with the plus money. I don't want to put up a minus 165. That's crazy. All right, let's go back. No one else is really standing out. A lot of reds, a lot of low stats, but he likes facing him. Yankees versus lefties. It's not that good. They're better against righties. We got a lot of ones. Judge is 273, Soto's 290. The numbers aren't too great. So, yeah, another reason I don't want to take New York. Hits 4. No, 4.5. Strikeouts. 4.5 is a no. Earned runs, walks. I ain't liking none of that. Let's go to Stroh, see what Stroh's history looks like. We got some history. Marcus Semien, 417. He doesn't have any home runs, but that is a good average and 12 bats. So let's pop back over here. We'll see. Is Marcus in this list? Oh my goodness. Where are you at, Marcus? Gotta come down and find you. Why are you? There you are. I was like, why are you not on my list? There you are. You're doing terrible too, just overall. So I'm going to leave you alone completely in this one. So let's keep looking. No one else is really standing out. Texas versus righties is about average. Nothing really, no 300s, no terrible. I mean, he's terrible. Grossman is. But outside that, no one's too bad. Let's look at the overall props. Hits, strikeouts, earned runs, and walks. Very up and down. That's a mountain. That's no. And just overall props, if you want to see these, we got Chisholm, who's been doing good, Verdugo, Wells, and that's it. Those are the main ones to look at. So for me, personally, I'm not taking a side. I'm not taking a total. I'm not taking a nerfy. I'm just going to take that LeMahieu over 1.5 HRR and just move on to the next game. All right, we have Oakland and Toronto. Toronto's a moderate favorite. Total's 8.5. They're in a dome, so there's no weather to worry about. Looking at the bats, 55% nerfy based on what they've done this year. Both offenses are terrible. 30th and 24th at 1.7 and 3.3 runs, 215 and 207. That's 25th and 26 in average. There's no advantage here. If anything, the nerfy's in play. Looking over at the pitchers, we can see why. Bassett had a great game, in my opinion, versus Baltimore. I thought he was going to get absolutely shelled. The stats said he should have. He said not today, and came out there and just threw, in my opinion, a great game for him. 9 strikeouts, 3 hits, 2 earned. Yeah, no problem. And it was great. And then JP Sears, outside of this Houston game, dude's been on point. Dude's been good. So, yeah, I think I'm taking the nerfy for sure in this one. And let's pop over to the props. Bassett's going out there. We want Bassett numbers, and you can see his stats versus who he's facing. We got some green, we got some red. Nothing really stands out. Oakland's pretty mid on both sides. The bats left and right. There's nothing terrible or awesome for him. So you can see those. For the props, strikeouts, hits, earned runs, walks, and outs, nothing stands out. Pretty up and down across the board. Nothing really worth taking. Sears history versus Toronto, not much either. Not really anything to look at. Against lefties, Toronto is not that good. You can see a lot of 1s, low 2s. Just, I mean, you got Vladdy and Jimenez and maybe Varsho and maybe one Clement. That's it. Everybody else doesn't like lefties at all. So looking at the props, I don't like any of these props because they're also pretty up and down, except for the outs. The outs intrigued me because he has gone up to 7 innings the last couple times. Do they keep him there, or they bring him back down to 6, or they even bring him down to 5 and make five and a third, five and two thirds. We'll see how that goes. So it was the White Sox in San Francisco. So we'll see. For the bats, we can see not much. We got Vladdy, Kirk, and Varsho in the last 10, and only Varsho in the last 5. So it's been pretty up and down. Nothing's really standing out in this one. So for me, based on these stats, because nothing really stands out, I'm just going to take the Nerfy. I'm not taking nothing else in this one, and we're going to bounce on to the next game. All right, next up, we got Baltimore and Tampa Bay. It's basically a pick 'em. The over-under is 8. It's in Tampa and Tropicana. It's a dome. No worries about weather there. Looking at the bats, 57% Nerfy, a whole lot of Baltimore logos on the screen. 5.7, 298 for Baltimore. That's 8 and 6 in the last 3 games. Tampa, 4 and 238. That's 20th and 18th in the last 3. Advantage Baltimore. Looking at the pitchers, we have Suarez going out there for Baltimore. We can see what he has done. Has not faced Tampa recently, but he gives up some runs, except for the last game against Toronto. He did pitch great, but before that, he does give up runs. So was this an outlier? Be a wonder, and does he normally do this? So it's going to be, we'll see. And Springs is going out there for Tampa, and he's only pitched twice. So 6 and 2 and 6 and 4. I mean, average, nothing stands out. So I would still probably give the pitcher's about it. He has more starts, but yeah, I don't really see an advantage. So let's go to props, see if anything looks good. First off, we'll start with Springs. Boop, boop. History, there is some history. Mountcastle's, it's only 7 at bats, but he is 429. That's semi-impressive. Is he on the props anywhere? Let's look. Nope, it's Jackson Holiday, Cowser, and it's just them two. All right, just them two. That's fun. All right, so nothing stands out there. Baltimore versus lefties. I mean, we got a lot of red on the screen, and these are some low 2s, 0, 1, 1. I mean, Adley's good. Jimenez is good. Mountcastle's good, but everybody else is slightly struggling. Looking at the props, hits, strikeouts, earned runs, walks, and outs. I ain't feeling none of that. Let's go over to Suarez. Boop, boop. Here we go. We can see not many at-bats to really look at, so we don't care about those. Tampa versus righties. I mean, they do better, but there's still a bunch of 100s on here, so... I mean, Tampa's offense has just not been good this year. That's just the facts. There's nothing here worth talking about. So hits, very up and down, strikeouts. I need consistency in my pitcher props, and I'm just not getting it today. Yesterday I had it, but today I'm not having it. So nothing looks good there. Now we have Cowser and Holiday. That's what we have going on. They are both facing Springs. Let's see if we can maybe pull something out of here. We go Springs again, lefties. We can see how they do at least. Cowser is 253 against lefties, and Holiday is 182. So I ain't playing with those. I don't like anything in this one, really, to be honest. Ooh, I don't like the side. I mean, I don't like the total. I don't like anything. To me, I'm just going to sit back. I'm just going to pass this one and move on to the next one. All right, this should be quick. I only got one pitcher in this one. We got Cincinnati and Milwaukee. Pretty much a pick 'em, 8.5. It's in a dome. Milwaukee's a dome, so there's no weather. 52% Nerfy based on what they've done. 4.3 with 226 for Cincinnati, a 17th to 22nd in the last 3. Milwaukee, 8.3 for a first. 279 for 10th in the last 3. So advantage goes to Milwaukee with the bats, obviously. And they're on a 5-game winning streak. Worth noting. Streaks are important in baseball. So let's pop over here to show you the one pitcher I can show you, which Lodolo is going out there today. And dude had him a game last time. Those 7 strikeouts came quick, and then he just slowed down. Which, hey, that's fine. We haven't seen him. I mean, him starting to strike out more is what we want to see. So his last game was rough against the Cubs. But, hey, it was Miami. He hasn't faced Milwaukee, so it could be rough for him. So, and let's look at the props real quick. We'll show you what he does. History. Oh, it's saying Colin Ray is going to pitch, but I don't know if I believe that. I got to see that for myself from sources. Okay. Apparently Colin Ray might pitch today. I don't know where Outliers are getting that information, but hey, whatever. Let's see. So Lodolo doesn't have much history. Milwaukee versus lefties is not the best, not what you want to see. I mean, there's a couple 300s, but outside of that, not the best. Props, hits, strikeouts. Ooh, very up. See, he's starting to come back up again. Earned runs, walks, outs. Only thing I look at strikeouts in Milwaukee is mid. They're middle or 16th, so I don't like that. So let's look at bats too. Oh, Hoskins is getting a base every time in the last 10 games, including 80% HRR. How does Hoskins do against Lodolo history? That's what I want to see. Or against lefties. I don't think he has. Oh, he's 1 of 4. Okay. Against lefties, Hoskins is 227. That's not good enough. I need the greens. What else we got? Perkins, Garrett, Jackson. Let's go see what Jackson's up to. Jackson Chorio. He's batting 270. I need better. I need better than that. Okay. I've seen enough. I see when apparently Ray might pitch for the other side, but until I see it, I can't do anything. So for me, this one's going to be a pass, and I'll move to the next game. All right, next up, we've got San Diego and Miami. We got San Diego's a pretty heavy favorite, 7.5 total. We have this one, I believe, is also in a dome. Yeah. Okay. So no weather to worry about. 52% nerfy based on what they've done. 7.3, 265. That's 3rd and 13th for San Diego in the last 3. They're on a 7-game winning streak as well. Miami 4.7, 216, 15 to 24. Yesterday's game was 9-8 in extras. They have gone to extras. Miami has 3 straight nights now. So that might factor in a little bit. So we'll see. Look at the pitchers. We got Cease going out there for San Diego. We can see what he has done. He pitched a whole inning last time before he came out. 14 pitches, and that was on the 6th. So, but apparently he's fine. So, I mean, it was precautionary. It was soreness, I believe it was. So he should be fine. That's why he's going out there. But I don't expect him to go many innings. So I don't see him going 7 or 9, maybe closer to this 5. So you can see he's been a beast. Meyer, on the other hand, you can see he's been a beast in the other sense of words. He's been terrible in his games. So, oh yeah, he's just getting worse as he goes. Okay, let's look at the props. See what we got. Anything stand out? Oh, Meyer. No history. San Diego loves righties. That's not a good sign for him. You can see the stats. Even the Reds are still good. There's not a bad number on here. The worst number is like a 225. So, ooh, hits 5.5. How many innings does Meyer goes? 4, 5, and 4. He might not go enough innings to get 5. So this is going to be more of an earned run game. Yeah, I think I'm going to take Meyer earned runs. MEYER over 2.5 earned runs. Because I can see him getting cut like the base load and getting pulled. I can see that happening. And then the backup Marlins pitcher comes in and gives up a double. I can easily see that happening. So walks, outs. Yeah, see, he's getting pulled earlier and earlier. Let's look at C's. This one's weird because we don't know how long he's actually going to pitch. Because is he actually okay, or is he just kind of sore and is just a little, We'll find out today. So, I mean, the stats are nothingness. Miami versus righties. Now they're somewhat decent, somewhat bad. Mid. I don't want to do any of Cease's props just in case. So hits, earn runs. If anything, there's a crazy, or I can take an under, maybe I would. Pitching outs, 18.5. 18.5 might be a move. Ooh, strikeouts. How's Miami striking out? It's like not in the good area. They're in the 20th range. That ain't good. Because I don't know, under outs might be a play. I'm just saying it might be. I'm gonna leave it alone though. And we come over here. There's a lot of numbers in the top. There's been a lot of offense in the series, so you can see Burger has gone off, and just pick a person. They've done good. You could pick a whole bunch. Make a little parlay if you want out of these, because it's been 8 out of 10, 9 out of 10, 7. Yeah. So for me, I'm gonna go back to the well. It's worked well the last couple games. I'm gonna go with this over 7.5. Pairing that with the Meyer over 2.5 earned runs. So kind of like a correlation play. If one hits, the other should hit hopefully too. So we'll take those two. I'm not going to take anything else in this one, and we're just going to pass and move on to the next game. All right, next up, Cleveland, Minnesota. You can see it's pretty much a pick 'em. H total. Boom. Weather, Minnesota. It's no wind really. It's a nice day overall. Can't complain. Looking at the stats, 49% nerfy based on what they've done this year. 2.3 and a $1.70 for Cleveland. That is 28th and 29th in the last 3. That's terrible. That ain't going to get it done. Minnesota, 3.7, 256. That's 23rd and 16th. Not much better, but still way better than Cleveland. So you got to give the advantage to Minnesota. Let's pop over to the pitchers. We got Bibee going out there. He's faced Detroit 3 out of the last 4 times. I mean, that must be a nice little setup for you. Little stat patter, but you didn't do too well patting stats. San Diego did good. Let's see. Festa's going out there. I thought Festa was going to have a bad game last time. And the dude comes out with 9 strikeouts on 2 hits and 5 innings against the Cubs. Okay, you're way better than I thought. My apologies. I was not familiar with your game, good sir. But now I am. So let's pop over to the props. Festa first. No history, obviously, because he is only 24. Cleveland versus righties. Yeah, the numbers are pretty good. We've got a 208 and a 111 outside that. Everybody's good. We got a 300 for Quan, but that's Quan. That's what he does. Not many props, but 4.5 hits, 4.5 strikeouts, which... Oh, wait, it's Cleveland. Cleveland doesn't strike out much, do they? They're 24th right now. They usually don't strike out much. I will never take... there's 3 teams. Cleveland, San Diego, KC. And I'm starting to do Washington now. These 4 teams, I will never take a strikeout prop against because they just don't strike out much. I don't care what the numbers say. Yeah, lately, but then all of a sudden you'll look 3 days from now, they're second because that's what they do. So if you want to take a Festa strikeout prop, by all means, it's 4.5. Have fun. I can't do it. Earned runs, walks, and outs. Very consistent. 15. That's what he's going to do. Okay. Baby, what you got? Kepler is not doing well. Nobody's doing well against you. Okay. Minnesota versus righties. Yeah, Minnesota likes lefties. Except for Miranda. Miranda loves him a righty. Everybody else likes lefties, so all right, no problem. Let's look over. Very up and it's kind of consistent, but more up and down than I like. Strikeouts. Ooh, he was a beast, and then he just fell off on strikeouts. Okay, interesting. Very up and down, and up and down. Are the bats up and down? Let's see. Wallner, Quan, Jose, and Wallner again, and Naylor. Yeah, I don't know. Festa threw a gem last time, and then you got you got some Cleveland dudes, and then Wallner for Minnesota, but Bobby's 8 your total. 2 offenses seem to be semi-struggling, and we got Festa who threw a gem and Bobby who's good. I'm thinking Nerfy. Oh my goodness, what am I thinking? Yeah, I'm thinking it. We'll do it. We're doing it. Yeah. Just because we're going to have faith in Bobby and Festa, because I just think the offenses are struggling. Pitchers are pretty good. I'm taking a Nerfy. We're doing that, and that's it. Next game. All right, next up, Braves and Rockies. Braves are a moderate to slightly heavy favorite. 10.5 is the total. We're in Colorado, so here's the weather. Wind's going to be blowing slightly in, 10, and start sunny, but then eventually might be some rains later. So that's the main part of the game right there. So let's go back to the bats. 58% Nerfy based on what they've done. 7.7 and 300. The Braves have found their offense for the first time in 2 months. Second in the majors in the last 3 runs. 4th in batting average. Miracles do come true, apparently. So they fall out of the playoff rankings the first time, and all of a sudden they turn the switch. Like, who'd have thunk it? Colorado, 5 runs, 279. That's 11 to 10th. Atlanta gets the average, but Colorado's not bad. So, and Colorado is striking out a ton. So now they're facing Schwellenbach. You see what Schwellenbach does. Schwellenbach likes to strike dudes out. He has 21 strikeouts in 2 games. So hopefully his number is not too crazy, because I will be taking a Schwellenbach strikeout prop for sure. And then Freeland's going out there for the Rocks. And I mean, he strikes out too, but he's given up some runs, and he's been kind of consistent. Outside his 8 and 6, he has not been that bad. Be honest. Let's look at the props. Let's start. Who we starting with? Freeland. Okay, that's fine. We'll start with Freeland. And we have some history, and Ozuna's not good against him. Solar is good against him. 455 and 11 at bats. Is Solar on this list over here? I have 3 dudes. I have Rogers, Cave, and Rogers. That ain't gonna cut it. Well, no hitter prop in this one. So if you want to take him, by all means. I have a strategy I follow, and it seems to be working, so I'm gonna keep following it. So nothing there. And how does Atlanta hit lefties? Oh, Ozuna does good against lefties, just not against Freeland. That's funny. Props, outs, kind of consistent, but gotten better in strikeouts. But Atlanta's not striking out that much right now. Atlanta's seeing the ball very well. Okay, and then we come over here at Schwellenbach. History. We shouldn't have any history, probably, I'm assuming. None. Colorado versus righties. I mean, Colorado just struggles against everybody recently. That's why they're one of the bottom 5 teams in the majors. Outs, he has gotten progressively more to 7, 6, 7 innings. Strikeouts, 8, 11, 10, and his number 6.5. Welcome to the Lish one. I gotta spell this name. Wellenbach. Over 6.5 Ks. He might have another double-digit strikeout day. This feels like an Arigatti from yesterday. Like, that's it? That's the number? Do you see who you're facing? I mean, come on. And Arigatti is facing the White Sox next week. Look at how the White Sox do before you just blindly bet them. Just, we'll talk about it next weekend, but yeah, you'll see. I'm not taking anything else from him, am I? Yeah, he's very up and down at hits, earned runs, walks. I don't care if you give up 5 runs, just go strike out 7 dudes. That's all I want. So, and we all look at the bat props. I don't like any of these. I don't really like Atlanta as a money line, especially a heavy money line like this. I think this one, all I'm going to take is Schwellenbach over 6.5 strikeouts and move on to the next game. All right, next up we got Detroit and San Francisco. First time in 3 days, Detroit's actually listed a starting pitcher. Good job, guys. Just good job. San Fran, minus 180, pretty heavy favorite. 7.5 your total. Looking at the weather, let's see. This is San Fran. It's going to be blowing out to the left. 8. It should be a nice day overall. Can't complain there. Look at the stats. 49% NERFy based on what they've done this year. San Fran, 4-game winning streak. They're 3 games over 500. Detroit, 3-game losing streak. 29th and 30th for Detroit in the last 3. And their offense has 2 runs a game and a $160 offense. Ain't going to get it done. San Fran, 5 runs, 223. That's 11th and 23rd. Got to give the advantage to San Fran. Detroit, a la trash right now. That is just not good. That is terrible numbers. Let's look, and they're striking out a bunch too. Ooh, let's look at the pitchers they actually sending out. Detroit sending out Montero. Montero is, I mean, great game against Seattle. Every game against KC, terrible, terrible, terrible. If you give him 5 innings, that's terrible to me. 4 is, 3 is average to me. So, yeah, you're facing San Fran. You never faced San Fran recently. So, and then Birdsong's going out here, and Birdsong got rocked last game against Washington, but before that, he was just a beast, was he not? Just awesome. So, what are we going to get? Is he going to bounce back, or is he going to get rocked again? So, let's go to props. See if anything stands out. Birdsong's first. No history versus Detroit, obviously. Detroit versus righties. Nothing is looking good. The highest number is a 262. Oh, goodness. And what's Birdsong. Tell me you strikeouts are like 5.5. Please say 5.5. Hits, 5.5. Yep. There we go. Birdsong over 5.5 Ks. Yeah, I think he might have himself a day. You know what I'm saying? He might even be worth a little sprinkle like a ladder. I'm not doing it. On camera, I'm not doing it. I might do it. It ain't gonna be on camera though. It ain't gonna be part of my picks, but it might be some extra plays I throw on the side because I throw extra plays out all the time. Did I finish those? I didn't go through some earned runs, walks, outs. I don't care about these. I'm taking the strikeout prop because Montero. Let's look at your history, buddy. See what you got. Nothing against San Fran, against righties. Ooh. Now, they're all red. That should scare you off, but some of these numbers, 280, 270, they're still decent numbers. They're better than Detroit, that's for sure. So, and his Montero, his stats are not the best. They're kind of falling off from where he was. He's getting better, it looks like. That's consistent. I'll leave it in. And the bats. Let's do the bats. Conforto, Baez, Yastrzemski, Fitzgerald, Justin Henry, and Parker Meadows. I'm not taking Detroit. No shot I'm taking Detroit today. And I don't want to... Nah. I'm going to throw San Fran into the moneyline parlay. They're going to join Houston from earlier. I haven't found anybody else to add so far, so we're adding them. We're going to take San Fran in the moneyline parlay. We're going to take Birdsong over 5.5 strikeouts in next game. All right, next up, we got Philly and Arizona. It's pretty much a pick'em. 8.5 is your total. I believe Arizona is a dome. It is. Okay, so no weather to worry about there. 39% NERFy based on what they've done. 3 runs, 231. That's 25th and 21st for Philly in the last 3. They were hot for like a day, and then they fell back off. So, and Arizona went right back to what they were doing last week. 6 runs a game, 343 in the last three, including 405 yesterday. They're back to being number one. Arizona's bats cannot be stopped. I mean, how many of you remember that they actually were in the World Series last year? The casual does not remember this. They just don't, because Arizona is just consistently good. That's just what they are. So let's look at the stats. Pitchers. We got Sanchez going out there. You get the task of trying to cool down the Arizona bats. You have not faced Arizona, but you got rocked by the Cubs. You got rocked by the Yankees, but you had a good game against the Dodgers. They're technically a super team, so hey, there you go. Merrill Kelly is going out there for Arizona. He has had nothing. I mean, okay, he hasn't pitched since April. Let's first notice that. I need to start paying attention to these things right here, the dates and the actual year, because apparently I've thrown 2023 dudes out there before. Okay, it's the first game. So first game in 3 months. Okay, you treat them like new. So you kind of want to fade them a little bit. So, but I don't want to fade Arizona's bats. So let's go to the props and dig a little deeper, shall we? Sanchez, matchup. Nope, I want Sanchez. A lot of red. A lot of red, not many at bats, including Bell, who's 1 for 8, basically. Arizona versus lefties, because even lefties or righties, they're just consistent on both sides. And now there's a couple dudes that kind of suck against lefties, but hey, that's what you get. So, but you got Marte, who's 360. I mean, come on. Like 326, 354, 296, 321. Yeah. Okay. Let's see. Outs is very consistent, but very right in the middle. Strikeouts up and down. Hits, earned runs, walks. I don't like any of that. And I guess we'll try some Merrill Kelly. I mean, do we have we have history with them. Turner's 429 and 21 at bats in his career. Yeah. Schwarber's only 1 for 7. Okay. Philly versus righties all season. It's very just a middle, just nothing truly stands out here. Props, a dude. Just give me 2023. Show me what he did all season. I mean, yeah, dude struck out a ton when he pitched a bunch, and walks. I mean, 4.5. Is he going to pitch enough to get 4.5? Is Philly striking out enough? No, they're mid, so I'm going to leave that alone. So, all right, let's go to the bats. We should have some good bats. A lot of bases. Suarez, Perdomo, Carroll, Bohm, Harper, Bohm against Schwarber. We saw Schwarber struggles against him. I'm not feeling anything. To be honest, I'm not feeling anything in this game except 8.5. Ooh, I'm just not feeling it. Sanchez is good. It could cool off Arizona. Merrill Kelly's good, but it's his first game. It's just weird. I don't know. To me, I'm just going to lay off this game completely. I'm just going to pass and move on to the next one. Next up, Pittsburgh and Dodgers. Dodgers a massive favorite, 255. 8.5 is your total. Looking at the weather, Dodgers is outside like I thought. There we go. You can see the weather. Out 8. Nice day overall. Can't complain. Looking at the bats, Pittsburgh has lost 6 in a row. They couldn't even win a game with Skeens pitching with a decent Pittsburgh offense. Because again, Pittsburgh did not give Skeens any support with the bats. 1 run yesterday. Terrible. 4 runs, 288. That's 20th and 8th for Pittsburgh in the last 3. Dodgers, 5.7, 245. That's 8th and 17th. Pittsburgh striking out a bunch again. They're at 25th at 10.7. So look at the pitchers. Bailey Falter's going out there for Pittsburgh. You can see, I mean, 2 innings. He's a starter technically, but I mean, come on. He's pitched 9.1 total innings in 3 games. Glass now is getting back into his shape. 8, 9. That was Philly. You can see now he's facing Pittsburgh, who strikes out a ton. Let's go to props. It might not be good. I'm about to see. I'm just going to start with Glass now. I want to see some history, and I want to see his strikeout prop. Lots of zeros and very high K rates. Look at, I mean, some of these don't have much, but 16 at bats, 31% Ks. Yeah. Pittsburgh versus righties. I mean, you got a couple 290s up there. You ain't got no 300s. You got a couple hundreds on there. Strikeouts is 8.5. What are we doing? 8.5? Come on. It's even EV plays. It's 102. It should be plus 115. Like 8.5 is crazy. I can't do that. Hits, earn runs, walks, outs. I was hoping 7.5, and I was thinking about that one, but 8.5, no shot. I can't. Falter, what's your history? Maybe I can do like a counterplay. You got anything cool going on? Oh, you don't got much strikeouts. You guys a lot of green over here. That ain't good. Oh, Teoscar's Hernandez is 6 at bats, 2 homers, 3 RBIs. That's fun. Is he over here in the hitter stuff? Let's look. Hernandez, there he is in bases, and that's probably enough for me. Yeah, Teoscar, 70% bases. I'm taking that play. So T Hernandez over 1.5 bases because of his history. Because hey, a home run counts at the 2 singles, a double. Hey, as long as I get 2 bases, I'm good. So, and this is nice. I'll take that. So, against lefties, we got some 300s. They're pretty decent. I mean, Lux isn't the best against lefties, but what can you do? Lux ain't perfect. Strikeouts is all you have, and I don't like it. So back to the bats. I mean, you got a lot of bases. You got some HRRs. I'm taking Hernandez. That's the only one I'm taking on here. I'm not going to take a side. I'm not taking a total. I can't believe Glasnow's K-prop so high. That's crazy. So I'm going to take Hernandez over 1.5 bases. Next game. Next game, last game. It's the Louis v. Louis Sunday Night Baseball Special. It's the Mets and the Mariners. Mariners slightly favored. 7.5 is your total. This is in a dome in Seattle, so there's no weather. For the bats, we see Seattle's on a 3-game winning streak. 57% Nervy based on what they've done. Mets, 3 runs a game, 238. That's 25th and 18th. Seattle, 4.7, $1.98. That's 15th and 27th. So Seattle's getting the runs. Mets are getting the batting average. One of those weird ones that cross over. Doesn't make any sense. Neither team's tracking out much, which is weird when Seattle's one of the 2 teams. Very strange. Good job, Seattle. Look at the pitchers. It's Louis v. Louis. We got Castillo going out there first for Seattle. We can see what he has done. Has not faced the Mets, the grimaces here recently at all. So very up and down, but even the down's only 3 runs. So overall, pretty good stats. Severino is going out here for the Mets. I can't say the same. He's been very down a couple times, and then he had a great game against Miami. So he's more, Castillo's more like this. Severino's this. So that's what you get. It's a gamble with him. So let's go to props, see if anything stands out. Oh, we got Severino. We want Castillo. Who are we on first? Severino. That's fine with me. We just talked about him. Nothing. No at bats. He had a great outing against these dudes because they couldn't do nothing. Seattle versus righties. A lot of hundreds on here. There's some hundreds, some low 200s. The best is Robles at 299. No one else is even close. That is, wow, 255 is the second best. Ooh, not good. Hits, strikeouts, earned runs, walks, outs has been going down. That ain't good. Let's pop over here to Castillo, see what he has going on. History. Bader's a 300 average and 20 at bats. Gamel's nothing, no. These aren't enough bats to really do anything, but there's some stats there. Against righties, the Mets are better against lefties. I say it every time. Looking at stats, but even then, 293, still good numbers. Still good overall. Hits has gone up. Earned runs, strikeouts, earned runs, walks, outs. Very consistent. Consistently below the number. Now watch, you take the under and also he throws up a 20 or 21. That's just how it works, right? So look at the bats. Oh, not much. We got McNeil, Torrens, Rayleigh, Viento, Bader, and Bader. How has Bader been doing? Let's pop over and look again. Bader. Where's he at? There he is. What's your history? You're batting 300. Okay, 20 at bats. You are striking out 36% of the time against him. How do you do against righties? 294. Bader might be a play. It's Saturday. It's Sunday Night Baseball. Why not have one little fun play at the end? Do I want to go bases or so? Does he get a single or more, or does he get a HRR? I think I'm gonna have fun and go Bader over 0.5 bases. Yeah, 2 base plays in one day. How about that? Back-to-back games too. How about that one? Okay. That's it in this one. I'm not liking a side. I don't like a total 7.5. No. So I'm just going to leave it there and call it a day. All right, that's it. It's all 13 games broken down today in baseball. Drop a like, subscribe, share, all that good stuff. Check out Outlier, link in the description. Get you a free week. Totally worth it. You can see everything I use on here. It's awesome. If you want to become a member, join button, Patreon, Discord, WAP, all that good stuff. There's extra stuff, perks galore for everybody. So you can have all the options you want, or you can just watch the video like you've been doing. Hey, appreciate you doing that too. That helps out. So for the Moneyline Parlay, it's very small. It's Houston and San Fran, just 2 games. I don't want to force it. I'm not going to throw teams I don't feel comfortable about in it. So I feel comfortable with Houston and San Francisco. Outside of that, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 play props, one total. Yeah, 1 total and 2 Nerfies. Yeah, pretty stacked for a Sunday. Can't complain. Good day overall. Outside of that, short-ish day with 13 games. Got to get ready for football. Got to focus on that. So hopefully we all profit. We hit our bets, and we will see you tomorrow.